Thank you. Joining this show. This is your man HYB coming at you live and direct. That means it's Tuesday. That means it's the last day I'm on air until Saturday. I've been on air since Saturday, from Saturday to Tuesday every week. This is Built for This Network. This is the End of the Bench podcast. Thank you for tuning in. It's going to be real. I got a hot show for you today. Speaking of shows, this is not just a show that premieres on Tuesdays. This is what they call a podcast. The reason I say it's a podcast every week, and I'm continuing to say every week, because a lot of people tell me every week, yo, I missed your show. And my show is running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I'm going to need you to knock it off. First and foremost, you can catch this as a podcast on Spreaker.com on Built for This Network. Built for This Network. Thank you for tuning in. It's going to be real. It always is real. But before it becomes real, I have to send homage to the people that mean something to me, because without them, there is no me. Big ups to them. That's a cool stall tactic to make sure I get everything in order. But anyway, that goes to my family members. Shout out to them. Everybody who's affiliated with my family, and we're in the last names: Whitmore, Pollard Turner, Battle Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Chris, Lansdowne, Diggett, Liggins, Duncan, Williams, and you already know that is my mother, my brother, my father, my sisters, my kids, nieces, nephews, and everybody else. Shout out to them. Big ups. And shout out to my main man Mandela on the mic, Al Capone of the microphone. And anybody who knows me knows. Special shout out to Michelle Smith. Now, with that being said, man, it's going down, man. It's been a hell of a week. Man, you know what's funny? Since I retired from exclusively talking about sports, I've had an interesting intake of information. It's one of those things that fed my ego, but then it kind of slapped me in the face. What I mean by fed my ego and slapped me in the face, I had a few of my partners call me and say, yo, you were right, dog. And, so that feels good. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah. But then it kind of sucks. So instead of just gloating and running that nonsense about being right into the ground, I'm going to need you guys. I see a couple people in the chat room, a couple people watching. I'm gonna need you guys to hit that like button and hit that share button. Thank you. Please. Thank you. Please. If you're listening and watching, hit that share, subscribe, like, tell a friend to tune in, because I got some information that you might need to hear. With that being said, again, man, it was like you were right. And what they are talking about is this. I made a proclamation about 4 years ago. I said, within the next 3 to 5 years, the NCAA tournament will be dominated by the smaller schools, or schools you never heard of. And people told me, and people give me this backhand compliment. It's kind of like saying, you kind of cute. Hey, man, you have some interesting takes on things. What they're really saying is, I don't believe you because they didn't tell me on TV, the way facing media didn't tell me on TV that I should be thinking that. So what they do is give you the half-ass compliment. They don't want to dish you, but they really don't want to get down with you either. But what does that have to do with our community, right? What it has to do with our community is I've been telling people for the longest that how we should handle things and how we shouldn't handle things. In my personal opinion, you can either like it or not like it or whatever. You can take it however you want to take it in blood if you like. Shout out to the homie number one Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern, and my man Chuck, aka Out West. It's good to see you, man. Thanks for the support. It's always a treat when players meet. But, and now the NCAA is about to be run by the underclass. The top 10 schools are schools that we haven't been thinking of, or from mid-majors or smaller conferences. So how does that cover what you're talking about today? Because I'm going to talk about a lot of things today that at the end of the day, it's uncomfortable for a lot of people in our community to hear, but we do need to hear them, man. We can pretend that these things are not going on. Oh man, I don't want to be racial, rap. Okay, but don't be. I'm not asking you to be. But I am asking you to have some pride in who you are. First and foremost, I want to step off the porch and say rest in peace to a few people, man. Otis, Lawrence Otis Graham. A lot of people don't even know who that man is. He is one of the more profound writers of my generation because he only 3 or 4, maybe 6 years older than y'all. This is the dude that made me start reading books. I read his book or whatever, and I was like, wow. The name of his book is Our Kind of People. This is a dude who went to school. He had his law degree. He had the corner office in New York City on the 34th floor, 32nd floor. You know, he was doing it big, right? But he felt the discrimination. And, you know, being a person from my community, you're not going to be discriminated against like this. It comes from all different angles, right? So as it's coming from all different angles, what this brother did was he took a job. He applied for a job at a country club to peep the discrimination. But he couldn't even, you couldn't even be a member at this country club. He applied for a job. He applied, you know, when he applied for the membership over the phone, he was like, yeah, come on in, because they was listening to his voice. He got there, they wouldn't even give him an application. So he applied as a busboy at another time. According to this book, the brother was white folks would talk about this brother in his face as if he was furniture. One of the quotes in the book is, wow, look at that busboy. Listen to that busboy. He sounds like an educated white man. These are the kind of things that made me start reading and push me into on a different level. Shout out to homie D Great. It's good to see you, man. Thank you for joining. Always good to see brother D Great. It's always good. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody coming in, I'm gonna need you to hit that like button, hit that share button, share with your friends, tell a friend to tune in to your boy, and then keep listening. Thank you. But rest in peace to that brother. His brother died in February, man. He had several articles in the New Yorker, New York Times. He talks about race. He talks about how he professes that he never would have dated a white woman. And that, you know, to the outside culture, what's the big deal about that? We know that. He talk about the light skin, dark skin paradigm. This is a dope brother, man. Rest in peace to Lawrence Otis Graham. Thank you for all the things you've done. Another brother that passed away recently is a brother by the name of Marvelous Marvin Hagler. This is a brother, we don't know exactly why he passed away. It is not being told, but one of the things that we have noted, what I noticed is because I'm heavy on Twitter, and I noticed that Hitman Tommy Hearns, one of his greatest adversaries, said it's via the COVID vaccination. Now, if the COVID vaccination took him down, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a botanist. I barely graduated. I graduated, thank you, Lord, from college. So I ain't the guy to be talking about these kinds of things. But what I will do is say this to the people who are out there promoting that vaccination. I don't know if it's gonna kill anybody or not. But if y'all are being genuine with this, let people know the pitfalls of this too. If it's a mishap, look, we know at least 300,000-400,000 people have taken it. If only 4 people die from it, do the math, and it's worth taking. But if you haven't, making people apprehensive. If this is something that's gonna save people's lives, stop hiding things like that. Look, somebody died, man. You can't control that. Sorry, you can't control that. But if you hide it takes my folks back to that Tuskegee situation. That Tuskegee situation from 1933 to 1973. Y'all know the history. So, United States federal government, if you want people to be behind this and don't want any skepticism, and you really want to save people's lives, when something don't go exactly right, you need to let my people know. Otherwise, they're not going to follow this thing. But shout out to the family, peace, blessings, and everything like that to Marvin Hagler's family, and rest in peace, great brother. So another person that died, man, I forgot about him. He is the inventor of the National Association of Black Journalists. His name is Paul Brock. Without Paul Brock, you would not be hearing me right now. It's a great chance you wouldn't be hearing me because Black journalism is the most important thing in our community. We need to get stories that are the truth about us to uplift us, to inform us, and put us in a great airspace. Paul Brock, is a brother that transitioned. Rest in power with him. we want to give those people their flowers when they're here, but since we didn't, I'm giving them to them now. Big ups to Paul Drop, man. Thank you for everything you've done. Without you, there is no me. Shout out to Microwave and Big Illinois over on the street beside. It's good to see y'all. Thank y'all for the support. Now, let me get into something that me and my other crew on BS3 Sports and Music and Entertainment go talk about Monday. The bag. Me personally, I'm a 50-year-old man. I'm sick to death of that dumbass term, the bag. Oh man, I got to get the bag. At what point, and we will talk about this more definitely Monday, because it'll be 4 people speaking about this, you'll get a better perspective and you'll get a different angle. But this angle right here is mine, and you're gonna hear me regurgitate as well as expound on it. People, I don't want anybody who's listening to this, no human being on this earth, to live in poverty. Nobody. No matter what community you come from, I don't want you living in poverty, right? But the question we must ask ourselves as a community is, what are you willing to do for the bag? What are you willing to turn down for the bag? How important is the bag? Because it sounds good. I'm chasing the bag. I'm chasing the bag. I'm chasing the bag. But are you losing your spirit, your soul, your dignity for the bag? My folks, it seems that we're starting to lose perspective of why you want money. Do you want money so you can ride around? See, I can only speak from a man's perspective. If you are a man and you got to have 20-inch rims on all your cars, women, stay away from that dude. If you got sneakers that match every jersey you got, women, stay away. It's an insecure man, because it ain't about what you present. It's about what you represent. Do I like nice things? Do I like to be fresh? Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. But I'm not finna spend my entire life buying things. Think about this, man. How often do you look at your damn shoes? You want nice shoes, but you won't look at them all day. So nice, fresh ass shoes, in a lot of cases, these weak ass brothers, is for other people. You never look at your damn rims. If you got 4 or 5 cars and all of them got 20s on it, you might be something wrong with this cat. And what are you willing to do to get that kind of stuff, man? Where's your dignity, man? You guys like to quote Tupac and Jay-Z. Well, here go a Jay-Z quote. I'm old enough to buy this car, but know not to put rims on it, because I'm secure in who I am. Sisters, if you wearing these heels looking like hooker shoes when I was coming up, maybe you need to just be you. Everybody likes to look nice, but if your entire intention of getting this bag is to only impress people who don't give a damn about you, maybe you need to reevaluate this situation. And that's what I'm getting to. Look, every human being in the world likes to look nice. So if you like nice things, buy those nice things. But we respect the wrong people. We respect the dude with the Rolex. And now we don't pay attention to the man that sold him the Rolex. We respect the dude with the nice car. We don't respect the dude who sold him said car. Which one of these dudes has the most money consistently? You bought 5 cars from John, the car salesman, and your ass then gave him $300,000, and you walking around talking about, hey man, what y'all got on the gas money? Shout out to my man Joe from Houston and DJ Purple is built for this network song. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's good to see y'all. Please hit that like button. Smash that like button. It's important. It's important. It's important. It's important. But again, man, this is built for this network. I am HRAP B. This is the End of the Bench podcast. This bag thing, though, man, we starting to lose our soul, man. We all want, again, man. Do I want $100 billion? You damn right. I want enough money to make Elon Musk be jealous of me, but I'm not willing to sell my soul to the devil for it, man. Because I want it so my great grandkids don't have to work, so they'll have options in life. That's how much money I want, but I don't want it for those reasons. I don't want it to style out. I don't want it to look good. Do I want nice things? Hell yeah, I want a nice ass crib. I want a nice ass ride. I want nice things to wear. But I'm not willing to sell my soul to the devil to do that. And I'm not willing to break myself so you'll think I have it. The reason I bring this up is because this sister had a come to Jesus moment or a come to chase moment, probably because she went to the bank and didn't have no fucking money in her account. And this is a sister by the name of Stacey Dash. Stacey Dash openly admits now that she made a mistake. I made a mistake by supporting a staunch racist, a bigot, and people who are down with oppression for the bag. And now that bag is empty. And the sister has come back to the crib with a tail tucked between her legs and saying, hey, let's be down. I made a mistake. And me personally, ladies and gentlemen, I am not with that monkey shit. I know I said I was going to try to cut down on the profanity, but sorry. I ain't with that monkey shit. I'm not forgiving no more people. If you are blatantly disrespectful to me and my community, you will not get a pass. People like Stacey Dash do not get a pass because if you sold us out once for the bag, it's only a matter of time before you sell us out again. Shout out to the sister Benita Whitfield. Thank you for tuning in. It's always good to see good people. I'm not with it, man. See, what we keep doing is, people are comfortable selling us out because what we do in turn is to say, well, you down, you a brother, you back, you a sister, you a beautiful queen, you back. Nope. You a Judas. You mean the people no good. You mean the people no good. We need to start working with substance, no more style. We've styled out. We've styled out. See, what I've noticed is a lot of people in our community like working from a place of ignorance. You don't mind not knowing when you're part of our community, it seems. Am I going to speak unilaterally for everybody? That's just the way it seems to me. You will just fake it till you make it. I ain't know, but you know what I mean. Nah, man. That's what you said. Now, if you misspeak or you misstep, that's one thing. But if you're out here telling blatant lies, BS in front of the bag, then you don't need to be invited back because when that bigger bag that we willing to offer you come around, most of those people step. You got people like, we need to start holding these people feet to the fire. Oh, forget that guy. No more forget that guy. See, because when you are living in a working class or impoverished community, people more than likely don't have the time to check all the facts, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. No, you don't have time for that. We come through. That's why we watch the news instead of reading the newspaper, right? That's why we will listen to a friend or a trusted person and be like, hey, well, blah, blah, blah. That's why people do those things because they're trying to say, hey, this is what we're up to, and this is what we own. I got my man DJ Mad Knox in the building, show killer in the building. Thank you for the support, brother. Be safe travels, brother. So we keep running that nonsense, right? And people keep stepping on our heads. So now, people like Stacey Dash, look, sister, I don't want nothing to happen to you. We need to reserve a place in the community for people like you. You sold us out. You told us we was worthless. You told us you wasn't down with us. Now you had this come to a Tyrone moment. You cool. We don't mean you no harm, but we gonna need you to stay over there. You can watch as everybody always say, the cookout. You could come to the cookout. We will walk a plate out to you, but you can't come inside. You can sit in your car and enjoy the music. We can bring you a soda every once in a while. We'll throw you something in a cup or something, bring it to you, but you can't come to the cookout no more. Another one of these clowns, this is what I'm talking about, this bozo Herschel Walker. See, people think this is why shout out to the homies from the Jaw Jackets TC and my man Rob Orr. This is why we had that heated discussion the other day about what athletes and they owe us. See, a lot of people will see these guys, the Herschel Walkers of the world, this guy, the Charles Barkleys of the world, the Shaquille O'Neals of the world, and white supremacists, they use those people with those jaded, uninformed opinions, like when those people all in Baltimore almost ended Charles Barkley, and like that stupidity Shaq was spewing out his mouth. Shout out to Big Illinois in the building. He was spewing out his mouth to curry favor with the police. Well, Breonna Taylor, yada yada yada, totally uninformed, totally ignorant. If it's on me, Shaq can't come to the cookout either. We got to start kicking people out the cookout and leaving their ass outside the cookout. See, no more. Oh man, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Nah. You have a PhD in something, Shaquille O'Neal, which means you understand research. It means you understand factual things that you have to do before you put on a piece of paper. And you also understand footnoting things as points of reference that you got this factual information for. So if you open your mouth and stick your foot in there, it's one thing. It's something totally different than step in a pile of shit and stick your foot in your mouth. And that's what this clown Shaquille O'Neal be doing. That's what dickheads like Charles Barkley. And please forgive me. I said I wasn't going to use as much profanity. But when I'm talking about people who selling us out, I just get a little emotional. I'm working on it. I'm not perfect. But you got Herschel Walker talking about we need to stop talking about slavery because we can never get past it. Yeah, they tried that before with us, Herschel. It was called the Tuskegee experiment, where a lot of men that look like me and you contracted syphilis, and physicians were told to just let them suffer, giving them placebos and letting them die to see what happened. So, how did that work, Herschel? A bunch of our brothers and sisters died because of illegitimate treatment. And now you want us to do the same thing with discrimination, racism, and things of that nature. Hey, dumbass. It's a reason that 100 years ago, 14% of the farmland owned in the United States was owned by people that look like me and you. And now the United States federal government and the Agricultural Association beat these people. They would take 30 days to process a loan application for a white farmer and 366 days to process a black farmer. So now we only owe 2% of the farmland. I'm getting on that later. So when you have people who have been to college, I think this jackass spent 4 years in college, but he has no clue on what's going on because Donald Trump is his friend. You know, I got a bunch of friends that are dummies. I love them the same, but I'm not taking none of their advice. No. I got some family members, dumb as hell. I love them, but they can't tell me nothing. Yo, rap. This is what you need to do. You need to talk about Jolly Ranchers on the next show. Man, if you don't get out of my face. See, you got to be able to separate the friendship and the kinship from the reality of a situation, man. They may mean the best, but they don't know the best. So we not doing that. That's another dude who out. He can't come either. He can't ever come because he's doubling down on his madness and foolishness. And then this is what I want my brothers and sisters who listen to this show every week and the people around the world. Shout out to the background listeners. Shout out to anybody who listens to this show on a regular basis. Hit the like button, please. Download, please. Share, please. Anybody who pays attention to what your man H-Rap says, I appreciate it. But this is what I want you to do. If you are in a working class or a poor, disenfranchised situation, be aware. This is why being fully aware of what people are saying and what people are doing is extremely important. Why is it extremely important? Because shout out to my man Wong. That's my brother Wong in the building, man. Much love, bro. This is why you have to be well informed about everything. This is why you can't use half truths and be half informed on things, because these things will bite you in the behind. One of the most staunch racists in the history of the universe. It was in the White House recently. Well, it really is par for the course, pretty much. The first 14, 16 people in the House, their own people. So It ain't like it's powerful, of course, but one of the more established racists, I should say, more worldwide, more world-renowned racists, I should say. He was just in the office because he played against people's emotion, played against people inner hate, played against things that people said at card tables, at country clubs that we're not at. He ignited that and he became the president of the United States. He didn't stay the president of the United States because people, I was just talking to Robert Orr, people love a pretty lie way more than they love the honest truth. Period. You can tell somebody a pretty lie, and hey, sometimes, hey, you just got to get busted in the mouth. Tell me the truth. As I stated with Rob, I would rather you bust me in the mouth with the truth than shoot me in the back with a lie. But Donald Trump saw how stupid people were. In 1988, he literally said, if I ran for president, I'd be a Republican because they're stupid. People saw that on a loop and still voted for this clown. So obviously he was correct, but he played on something. He touched a nerve that had been covered up. You know, you thought it had been atrophied because, oh, we had a black president. Oh, it was a black dude doing this. Oprah got a lot of money. Michael Jordan is rich. Yeah, really? You're gonna grade me on two of the most successful people in the United States? Now you got to grade me in accordance to the general population. And when you do things like that, you allow people to blueprint and back map a way to trick you. This is why I talk about this will be the only time you hear these two words in the same sentence. Candace Owen. Candace Owen is getting a TV show in the near future. When Candace Owen gets this television show in the near future, what's going to happen is this. Candace Owens is a master manipulator. And she's actually being manipulated. But that, you know, I really don't care. I'm not educating the dummies, those dummies. I'm educating the uninformed. The dummies, hey, it's on you. Candace Owens, you will see this lady named Nimrata Haley. I got my man Newport 100 in the building. Much love, man. Thank you for the support. Nimrata Haley, she's the former governor of South Carolina. She goes by the name of Nikki Haley, and she's actually a part Asian. She's all Asian. She's an Asian sister who looks white. She's white facing. She's in the Republican Party. And what they're going to tell you is this is the governor that took down the Confederate flag. But she didn't. She was forced to take it down when the Tiki Torch homies walked through the town, and then one of them clowns ran over that white girl or that Jewish lady. Yeah, well, potato. But this this is the situation in which this is how they're gonna trick you. Now, when you're dealing with this situation, Nikki Haley she is just like Donald Trump because this is an actual situation. She was having a speech at the Republican National Convention back in June of last year, and she said, "I've never been discriminated against." And you know, I don't understand why people make this out to be a joke and it's just propaganda. Because when we moved here, we had to move into a specific neighborhood because people didn't like us. Hey, dumbass, that's discrimination. That's discrimination. If people don't like you because of any reason besides you've done something to them, that's discrimination. But that's neither here nor there. She's articulate. She's educated. She's in loop. She knows how to play the games. And what she'll do is present half truths to you, give you segments of the truth, give you pieces of things, and then you'll go, oh, you know what? Ace rapping them crazy. Nikki Haley said this. Look at it this way. You don't believe me? It's cool. But 84 or 85 million people voted for this guy, Joe Biden. I'm one of them, but don't think I was rolling with him. The next thing, I got my man, shout out to my man Newport 100. Thank you for the support. It's always good for the support. It's always good. Much love, my brother. On the donation side of the game. But they're gonna give you half truths. They're gonna give you partial truths. You know, like it's a million and one partial truths out there that you go, they got a point. But if you tell her, it's kind of like steal, stop, shop, and steal. That proverb is longer than that, and it actually talks about you shopping and your friends steal, not just walking down the street helping out strangers. Friends shop and friends steal. Meaning, if you are my friend and you see I'm slipping, you bring it to me and make me better. And if I see you slipping, I bring it to you to make you better. That's a communal thing. That's a tribal thing. But people are still stop and shell. Or I I can remember being at a Bible study and found out you can't find faith without works is dead in the Bible. And people got mad at the dude who told them. See, we play on these things, these bromites, these sound bites and things of that nature, and we don't even know where we got them from. Like George Washington never told a lie. To me, he did. He never lied to me, but he was hey, it is a scientific fact. Most people tell 5 lies a day. Most people. Well, oh, that's not really a lie. You just told that's number 6, saying it's not really a lie. It's either the truth or it ain't. So we got to be aware of these people. See, Candace Owens is a pawn being used by the devil. She is a pawn being used by the devil. And if you think I mean some red man in a suit, please log out now. Going down the street. And if you think I mean the white man, no, I don't mean that either. I just mean evil people. And why I got this on my mind, this ain't got what I'm about to say ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm bookmarking. I have to go back. I supposed to say this at the beginning of the show. I want y'all to send some prayers out to my man, Ronald Cameron. We know him affectionately in our universe here in this podcast universe is RC. My man RC is not in great health. I need people to send out positive vibes, send out prayers to Ronald Cameron, please, and the Cameron family. This is a good brother, man. This is a good brother, and he's not in the best of health. So I'm gonna need y'all to show my brother some love, send some positive vibes to that brother and his family and his wife and his children. So we're gonna make sure our brother RC got all the positivity he can handle in his direction. With that being said, I'm gonna say thank you to DJ Ramon over there on the Spreaker side of the game. Much love to my brother. Thank y'all. Thank you, Tomas. I think that's too cute. Too cute in the building. Much love to Too Cute. I thought she was in the show last night. I was calling my man TC Too Cute. He probably want to punch me in the face right now. But back to what I was saying, man. When you got people like Nimrata Haley, she's being used by the system, the man, the government, evil forces. And anytime you are putting yourself in a position to support wickedness, you are the devil. Ain't no wicked man in the ground with no damn pitchfork and no fire. Negative energy. Look, ain't no man. It's none of that. But you working for the devil, meaning you have negative energy around you and you're welcoming negative energy. So therefore, you need to have that negative energy with you. Oh, that's the dude named Tomas. Thank you, Tomas, who just followed me on Twitter. Thank you, brother. I know. Well, I got too cute at some point. That's James 12:17. Exactly, Margaret. Thank you for the support. But like I said, man, if you working with negative energy, that's what you're doing, man. We're not running around here supporting people with this nonsense. If you are supporting negativity, you need to be around negativity, and we don't need you in our community at all. So if you can be judgmental, you can be whatever the hell you like, man. But you're not gonna come around here with that foolishness because I'm not gonna allow it because I don't need you. I don't need you. You don't need you. And nobody else needs you. Now, like I was saying, man, Candace Owens is going to usher in this lady. I personally believe. Now, I don't believe this lady has any good intent, but she's the type of person who's a master manipulator who gives you portions of the truth and manipulates the truth and put the truth in front of you. Therefore, you will be able to receive the foolishness and the nonsense she's giving you. A lot of us are running around getting portions of the information. She will present the ugly part of a situation and then walk away, and she can walk away without a poor conscience, I'm assuming, because she really didn't tell you an exact lie. But any portion of the truth, knowing that that portion will lead someone down the wrong road, is an entire lie. Shout out to Miss Unique in the building. on the Spreaker side. Much love to Miss Unique. Thank you for the support. So, be aware of this lady and this lady, Nikki Haley. I'm just letting you know she is the soft shoe version of Donald Trump. She will be a pawn for the Mitch McConnells and the Macy Grahams and those people of the world because she has white supremacist ideology as well. And just because she's not a European person does not mean she doesn't have white supremacist ideology, because the very next person I'm going to talk about is black as the ace of spades, and he has white supremacist ideology, and he goes by the name of one Dr. Ben Carson. Dr. Ben Carson has compared being a runaway slave to being a conservative. According to Ben Carson, he doesn't mind being called a coon or a bootlicker or a Tom or any of those negative derogatory terms about being a conservative, because he's just like the dude who runs away from the plantation and the black people are just mad because they bought him back. First and foremost, Mr. Carson, there's nothing like chattel slavery in the United States of America. All the slaves throughout the rest of the world were able to keep their identity. That our African ancestors were brought here in chains and against their will, stripped of their humanity, stripped of their culture, stripped of their languages. You can't find that anywhere else, sir. So when you do that, you insult your ancestors, but it also shows off your total and utter ignorance about your history. Just like a couple months ago, your dumbass tried to say that the pyramids were grain silos. You tried to call our ancestors migrant workers. This is a person that you need to keep far, far away from you. Somebody as ignorant as Ben Carson. But what white supremacists do, they bring dumbasses like Ben Carson out in front of us. They wave his title in front of you. One of the hands of God, one of the greatest surgeons in the world. And he says something like that, and it feeds the foolishness. Ben Carson is a contributor to anything that is oppressive to anybody in our community. If you don't agree, all you have to do is start listening to him. You don't have to listen to me. You do not have to listen to me. I'm just letting you know, look, another people, Tennessee. See, this is why you need programs like this and others. This is why we must do our own research. We must have conversation amongst each other so we can exchange information, so we can uplift and enlighten each other. These are the things that we have to do in order to be successful in this world. I'm just here to tell you, bro. Now, with that being said, the state of Tennessee is voting to make slavery illegal in their constitution. You heard me. The state of Tennessee in 2020, slavery is not illegal according to their state constitution. You got one of the senators that stepped up. His name is, I wrote it down. Brian Kelsey. Brian Kelsey says he thinks this whole slavery not being in the Constitution thing is fake news. Did you go check and read, Mr. Kelsey? It's your job to read it. Another senator by the name of Frank Nicely, ironically, Frank Nicely said he's not an attorney, and most of the people in most of his constituents are not attorneys. So he don't even understand this statute. So why would he waste his time explaining it to them, and he don't even understand? Well, Mr. Nicely, making people work against their will and not paying them is illegal in America. Kind of like selling cocaine is illegal in America. But unless you're a physician, but that's neither here nor there. So use those same tenets. So, Mr. Nicely, these are the people. This is why I keep telling people, look, man, if you're going to pay attention to these fools and these creeps and these cretins, you're going to have to pay attention to everything. They are trying to act as if slavery is some complex ideology that most people don't understand, which is a joke. It's not. Don't do nothing to my folks that you don't want done to your mom. How about that? Or your grandmother or anybody you love. So these are the things that when you are, hey man, everybody not against you, everybody ain't bad. And, hey man, it's enough bad people out there to get in touch with everybody, man. These white supremacist ideologies must go by the wayside. I'm tired of hearing about it, man. And when you see it in all walks of life. That's why I always say we have to get our own. We have to be in touch with our community. We have to do our own thing. Otherwise, we will suffer the consequences. And that's just the bottom damn line. We have been suffering the consequences for the longest time. Every time you turn around, we are kowtowing and bowing down and forgiving and looking past offenses. I'm not doing that anymore. I advise you not to, because look, you've heard me say this before on the show. You can offend me 1,000 times. You can we can have 1,000 or 1,000,000 misunderstandings, but you're only gonna disrespect me one time. Disrespect in most cases is a cognizant thing. The reason I come to this, and it ties into having your own and being able to be an independent person, is this. Our sister Cheryl Underwood. I'm never talking about that Meghan Markle and that shit that's going on overseas. I could give a less than a damn about what's going on with a bunch of rich people and discrimination over there, because you signed up for that. I got my man Fred ready for life on the speaker side of the game. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, my sister Cheryl Underwood, who has one of the sharpest tongues in the history of the comedy world. This lady clapped back with the best of them. But she has a co-worker who's a producer on the show that was speaking very disrespectful to her, extremely condescending, and Cheryl had to bite it. And you could clearly see that Cheryl was biting her tongue, because like, oh, do I really want, I don't need this money, but do I really want to give up this little money that I'm getting by cutting this lady to shreds? She the producer on the show. I don't have nothing to fall back on, because then people gonna hit me with the angry black woman. You see, we calculate that as a community extremely fast. You do it at work a lot. The boss come through, blah, 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 barking at you. You like, I got kids. Well, I would dust your junky ass off. This lady, Ozzy Osbourne wife, she talking to Cheryl. She crying because she defending a dude who most people consider a racist. She's defending a cat that most people consider a racist. So the last time I checked, the litmus test is, if you're hanging with a hate monger, you're a hate monger. Like, why did President Barack Obama have to disrespect my senior, a dude who's the elder in my community, much respected, Jeremiah Wright? Had to get rid of, because he made a statement, goddamn America. But they took a piece. Again, you're taking a piece of the situation, you presented it to the world as a lie, and then everybody calls our elder, Brother Jeremiah Wright, a hate monger. He's not. Or another elder, you affiliate yourself in mainstream America with the most honorable Louis Farrakhan. He's known as an anti-Semite, which is a lie. He's never said he hates Jews, but that's the propaganda that is spread throughout the entire United States of America. People do it without impunity. People just love it. And then you got to denounce him, or you're going to be kicked out of the mainstream world. So Cheryl Underwood is calculating all this and letting this woman, who's fake crying because she's supporting a dude who's considered a racist, and they trying to inform her why she's being attacked on Twitter because you're supporting a person who's considered a racist. Most people consider him a racist. That's why he was out of the American media business. He went over there hating extra on the sister Meghan Markle, and she get to checking and dressing down Cheryl Underwood, talking to her like she's some damn child. This is what I'm talking about, man. If we start getting behind our folks and pouring in to them 110% like we should, maybe Cheryl could be at the Tyler Perry Studios on Revolt TV or on Oprah TV and have her own show. See, instead of biting her tongue, she can, and she's sitting up there, a person who I assume was my friend. Screw that. Because if that had been Deborah or Latanya, Cheryl would have cooked them. If that had been Candace Owens, Cheryl would have ate up. But she had to calculate all these things. And this is why I keep saying, man, we got to stop buying into these tropes about, oh, man, we got to work this number, work that number. Sometimes, man, we can't work the number. Cheryl should have been on the phone with Oprah and been like, hey, man, I got a show just like, I'm going to do that on your network. And I'm sure she'd have clapped at her and she'd have clapped back. And now the Osborne lady is on Twitter and making statements. Sorry, I was misunderstood. I wasn't looking at it correctly. Yeah, you were looking at it the way you want to look at it. See, that's enough of these mistake racists. Because you know what, man? Nobody wants to admit that they're who outside of David Duke going, yeah, I don't like their black ass. It is what it is. Nobody does that. So everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes steps. And then when the heat comes, everybody want to say, I'm sorry. I don't know about the rest of y'all brothers and sisters. I'm not saying I'm sorry. I'm not accepting any more disrespectful I'm sorry. Do you have the right to disagree with me? Yes, indeed. Do you have the right to argue with me back and forth when you think I'm wrong? Yes, indeed. But we're going to talk to each other like we're two respectful adults. Well, you're going to have a problem, physically or verbally. You make the call. It's just bananas, man. It's not making sense. It is not making sense that we continue to work these numbers, chase this bag when the bag is out there no matter what. When you Cheryl Underwood, you're already one of the greatest, if not the greatest underground female comedian in the community. You might just be that. Why do you have to accept a verbal abuse from Sharon Osbourne? And the only reason she famous is because she married to a clown that ate a bat head off. Some drug addict dude who had a reality TV show. Just dropped the link for the YouTube. If you want to, or if you're on the Spreaker side, you want to go to the YouTube side, feel free. So why are you kowtowing to her? It's just bananas, Cheryl. I'm not saying that you're wrong, Cheryl, because you're protecting what's yours. But I'm saying we need to start supporting our folks. So if a situation like that arises, and we watching Cheryl Underwood show, we ain't gonna abandon Cheryl. So, hey, man, you get breezy, hey, you get clapped up. Then that's just it, man. We have to start looking at it like that. Another thing, this is what I mean by people mistake racists and nobody wants to admit that they got a problem. In Oklahoma this year, this dominant girls basketball, young ladies basketball, girls. Because see, when you call them young ladies, that's when these pedophiles, that's their way in. So this young girls basketball team, high school girls basketball team, they are on that third or fourth year of winning the championship, right? And next thing you know, they take a knee at the national anthem. And this announcer goes, are they taking a knee? I hope they get their asses whooped, fucking niggers. And then he comes back with the stupidest, the most absurd excuse for calling my little sisters niggas. And I'm not saying the N-word thing. No, I'm not doing it. That's madness. The N-word, shut up. Again, he come with that nonsense, right? Then he comes out and say, y'all used to be a youth pastor. I can't be a racist. Yes, you can. The Ku Klux Klan, they love Jesus. What the hell? And then he goes, I'm a family man. I'm a father. I have children. It's a bunch of racists with kids. It's a bunch of them. Most of them. They got kids. They live a regular lives. They sit next to you at work and ask you about why the dumbass bears Signed Andy Dalton. They gonna be talking to you tomorrow at work. They in a Zoom meeting. What's up, Brian? And what's up, clown? So now you can be a racist. And then this to show you the ignorance of some racists. The whole racist hate thing is just ignorant in its own, but this shows you how stupid some of these guys are. This guy says, "Oh, the reason I said that is because I'm a diabetic and my sugar was low, and some racism popped out my mouth." Really? Did you forget that you call somebody nigga? We lead the world in diabetes, so we can go to work tomorrow and just get the hollering out cracker. Hey man, my sugar bad. My bad. No, no apologies accepted. See, these are the kinds of things that I'm talking about, man. You can't do these things, and you wouldn't want to do these things because the humane thing to do is not to disrespect anybody who walks on the face of the earth. But you want me to be stupid enough to believe that your sugar got low, you were having a sugar crisis or high, whatever, whichever one it is. I'm not a diabetic, but I could call a couple of my homies who are diabetics. I got one of my homies named Tracy. He a diabetic. I've never seen him pop off like that. Oh, my uncle Theodis, he just don't. Hey, nigga, you don't do that, man. Well, it's that. Oh well, don't worry about him. It's sugar off. No, you're a racist, man. Stop pretending. Stop lying. We ain't for it. It's nonsense, man. It's flat out nonsense. People need to stop. But the reason they do it is because we are kind and gentle people and we'll just let it slide. Well, he did apologize. Look, you can apologize. You can be forgiven for your actions or statements. But that don't grant you access. You get no more access to us. Shout out to my man Ben for BS3. Again, one of the forecasts we'll be on talking about we'll be going in depth on one of the things I touched on earlier in the show. Thank you for the support, man. It's always good to see. But yeah, no more of that nonsense. I had a situation where my health was so bad. Yeah, what you got? Tourette's diabetes, man? Knock it off, man. See, again, man. But see, a lot of us think forgiveness and access going hand in hand. No, I'm not mad at you. You are who you are. No, I'm not gonna forget. Well, this is me. No, I'm not gonna forgive you. But hey, man, I don't hate you. No, you can't come. You can't be within 50 feet of me. Or if you come too close, I'm gonna think you're trying to hit me. Or your sugar might be low. You call me a nigga. I'm gonna knock you out. That's how it's going, man. That's how it's going down. That is how it's going down. See, so in order to avoid these situations, forgiveness is a given because I can't carry that hate that you carry. My back is bad. I'm old, but access is the key. We're not shopping with you. We're not spending money with you. We're not doing anything with you because obviously you don't like and or respect me. The next thing on the agenda is this. Lady in Texas, a teacher, makes a 5-year-old boy who, in her opinion, used an excessive amount of toilet paper pick excrement out the toilet, man. See, there's no apology needed with that because I'm gonna give my nieces and my little cousins, we going to school, we whooping her, man. Hey, say it's violence or whatever. You're not finna disrespect my child. See, again, man, this lady, see, on the news and all that, I get it. And you know what? That's the wrong thing. You know what we should have did? We should start doing. And I'm gonna talk about that in the next story. But something needs to happen to that lady, man. I'm wrong, but that's a ass whoopable offense if that's even a word. You make a baby clean excrement out of a toilet, man. A 5-year-old. See, we already dealing with hundreds of years of trauma due to chattel slavery, disrespect, Jim Crow segregation, lynchings, and things of that nature. You guys created the Ku Klux Klan. Look, man, Everybody always talking about it's just like slavery. Well, what's the name of the group that was created to kill you? And one of the subdivisions of that group, like the skinheads, stuff like that, the neo-Nazis, the new Nazis. We ain't the regular Nazis. We the new ones. So stop comparing my pain to yours. And if you do it around me, I might punch you in the mouth. I'm just saying. I ain't standing around for that no more, man. But this the utter disrespect for the people in our community. I had an issue like that with a doctor. My daughter was like, oh, let's see. She's 8 years old, man. And I had to put the pause on the doctor about my baby. He came and I came in to talk to him. I went up there to put the pause on. But I walked in and calmed down because I'm not a lunatic. I don't walk into a room ready to fight everybody. I'm not some violent creature. But the doctor got smart with me. And I asked him, hey man, I'm here to talk. Calm down. He kept talking. He kept cussing at me. I told him, hey man, knock it off. And I told him, hey man, if you cuss at me one more time, I'd fuck you up. He did, and I did. And when the police got there, I told him that. And to his credit, he was like, yeah, that's how it went. So until we are putting it out there that we killing people for our babies, man, we're not gonna get no respect in the universe, man. I'm just saying, man. You're not gonna make my child clean up a bowel movement out of a toilet and then, hey man, I don't know what happened to me. Yes, you do. The TV cameras would have been able to tell you what happened to you. That's what would have happened to you. And then another situation in Plano, Texas, this shows you how all these mistakes being made, these misunderstandings being had, they're not mistakes and misunderstandings. This is direct hate against our community. Period. You don't have to agree with me. You know what, man? I am a radical. Most people don't agree with me, man. Most people will try to shake it out and be friends. I'm not that guy. So I understand. I have a combative personality. I get it. It's not for everybody. I'm like beer. It's an acquired taste. I'm like the New York Yankees. You either like me or you hate me. It ain't too many people going, H-Rap okay. You don't like me or you do. And guess what? I've gotten 50 years into the game and ain't missed one meal, ain't missed 1/10 of 1 second of sleep. I'm going to be all right. But Plano, Texas. Another young brother. That's what, this is for all you people who want to put y'all kids in the good schools and always say, and it needs to be a diverse environment. But you need to if you're going to put your kids in a diverse environment, you need to make sure that environment wants to welcome your child. Period. Because some of these diverse environments put your kid in the worst situation. Your kid is the only kid from that culture in that school. And then everybody in that culture beat on your kid. Like this one young man, I don't know his name, and his name isn't important, but it's in Plano, Texas. Look it up if you like. This young brother, he's in the school being picked on every day. First of all, where's your father, homie? Because he one of my friends today, the head start, my Clarence Dabney, my boy 9, took my coat, threw it in the garbage. I ain't fight him back. That's the last person I didn't fight back. Because when I got home, across the street to my grandma's house, she said, where's your coat? I'm scared. Scraped me, took me back to the school. Ever since then, no more punking out Brian. But where's my Uncle Richard came over, showed me how to use my hands. I've been using them since. Shout out to my Uncle Richard. But this young man is getting picked on every day. And because we live in this kumbaya world that y'all think it's cool to pick on kids and mistreat kids and kids go, oh, well, they picking on me. No, you teach your kids to not start no fight. You teach them how to be a finisher. You pick on me, hey, take these hands with that. That's what goes on. Picking on me, come with these hands and these feet. And you only need to whoop 1 or 2 people per school. Not school year. You scrape somebody in high school, you scrape somebody in elementary school, people, hey, don't mess with him, he crazy. I'm living proof. But instead of that, these people, your kid getting picked on every day, harassed every day, terrorized every day, traumatized every day. What you do? Let the boy go to the damn kid's house for a sleepover. What do these kids do? Put hands and feet on them, hit them with the BB gun, piss in a Starbucks cup, and have the boy drink the urine. This is what's going on, man. And they trying to talk about that ain't discrimination. That's just boys will be boys. You know what? Boys gonna be prisoners because this is what you do. In the event something like this happens to your kid, your niece, nephew, cousin, neighbor, grandchild, or whatever the young person is around you, if something like this happens, it's what you do. You go to the police. You file a police report. And then you call the Federal Bureau of Investigation and charge them with a hate crime. I don't give a damn if you're 9 or 99. You're going to jail. Or I'm going to jail. Make it light on yourself. So when you do this, this is a hate crime. This is clear discrimination. He's the only young black boy in this class. These other white boys urine in a cup, make them drink them, shoot them with BBs, and put the paws on them, put hands and feet on them. That's a hate crime. And I don't want to hear about they're boys. Nah, because if you do that to my child, I'm whooping you, and I'm going to get one of my cousins or somebody to whoop them. I've done that. Am I proud of it? No. But the little boys mess with my son when he got one of my little cousins, tuned him right up. Y'all, you want to mess with the little kids? Okay, I got somebody for you. I got a kid, but he ain't little. See, people might listen to what I'm saying and be like, man, Rap, you crazy, man. You over the top with these kids. Nah, man. It's a tribe, man. That's why I never been in the gang. Because I was in the gang. I was born in the gang. Williams Pollard. And everybody connected to him. None of that punking me out. None of that. Because I had to deal with the people when I got home. To quote my Uncle Theodis, if a bat can get you in a gang, a bat will get you out of it. But like I'm saying, man, these are the things our young. How the hell are you supposed to learn? How you supposed to exist as a human being in a classroom when these dudes then tricked you into drinking urine, shot you up with BB guns, and put hands and feet on you? How can you learn in that? You can't learn in that environment. It's crazy. So people that's, oh man, Rap, you crazy. Look, man, you don't beat up on no kids, man. You don't know kids like that, man. It was hard enough having a clown like me in the class, which is gonna tease you all the time and pick on you. That's hard enough. Being an unsure individual as a young person is difficult enough without racism, discrimination, and things like that being added into the party, man. Nobody needs that, man. And your kids need to know, hey man, you mess with me, you mess with my kid. What's the teachers doing? What's the other kids' parents doing? That's just hatred and disrespect over man being for being street. Exactly, man. You know, people can look at me, oh man, Rap, man, yeah, man, you gotta do different. Nah, I ain't gotta do no different, man. And for the record, my man, like people I've been knowing my whole life, like Big Illinois and other guys that I'm rolling with. If I see something happening to their kids, that I ain't got no them, man, that's my neighbor kid. You mess with my neighbor kid, you mess with my kid. Hey, it's a family. I told y'all it's a tribe. You need to have a tribal mentality, man. Protect the kids, the seniors, the ladies at all costs. Period. At all costs. You don't agree? I understand, man. Everybody, kumbaya might be a good situation. It ain't the H-Rap situation. Because kumbaya ain't got us nowhere, man. It ain't got us nowhere, man. And it might sound like hate speech. No, you don't put hands and feet and BB guns and urine. That's this dude. You wouldn't do that to a stray cat. You wouldn't do that to a stray dog, man. You're doing this to this little boy. This little boy gonna be messed up for a long time behind this. Because unless his parents move him to another side of town and he go to school with a whole nother group of kids, or with the internet, you're gonna be the dude who drank the pee wherever you go. And it sounds funny, and you might chuckle when I say that, but it's the reality of the situation. This young man is going to be hurt for a long time behind this, man. And these are the people that keep telling us, I'm sorry, I'm really not a racist. I'm sorry, I didn't mean what I was doing. No. If you're not down for humanity, I'm not trying to be with you, man. I'm not rocking with you. I don't have no enemies as far as I know. Either you rolling with me or you not. Plano, my man Ben for BH3, Plano has racist instances all the time. See? Brother down there, man. Brother down there. He realizes that I'm saying, well, this is a peaceful brother right here, man. God-fearing man. But we cannot have disrespect to our children. Come on, man. This is an institution to elevate our learning, man. And this young man got to go to school tomorrow. Or at some point, he's going to have to go to school behind this, man. His parents need to be locked up, man. So you get to locking up these people, kids, and locking up these people when these things happen. Tell you, man, something happened to you that you think is racist, file a claim with the police, then go to the FBI and file the same claim, hate crime. The FBI gonna lean on the police. The police don't want to get leaned on, and it's on. It's just this the way you got to do it, man. Because this a young man, a young lady. Imagine if this was a young lady. It's crazy. State of Connecticut, another state that I'm never moving to at gunpoint. I wouldn't give a damn if they told me the Powerball was waiting on me up there. I'm not going. Because state of Connecticut trying to make it illegal to wear natural hair. You know what? A lot of people walk around legalize marijuana. We need people to legalize being black. We don't speak our own language. We don't pray to our own natural God. We don't eat our own natural diet. We not from this original. Our ancestors were forced over here on this land. Some of them, because some of them's already here. Master Musa sent over 70,000 people here 400 years before Columbus was born. Look it up. You ain't got to take my word. But look up the I got Rated Kev in the building. Much love, Rated Kev. Thank you for the support. Please hit that like, subscribe button. Hit that bell too, y'all. I want you to hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell so you get a notification, so you know when I'm coming on here. Run my mouth. Sometimes I might just get fed up with the world and jump on here, so I might do that, man. You know, so I do it. But another thing, man. So now the sisters, because the sisters are really the people who they attacking with this natural hair thing. So a black woman can't wear a hat the way she want to wear it now, huh? It ain't good enough that you have terrorized my people for 400 years. That ain't good enough, man. 401 years, 2 years. It ain't good enough. It ain't good enough that 100 years ago, y'all told us to get our own stuff. And just the greatest example, 100 years ago, in Memorial Day this year, 100 years, it'll be 100 years, Black Wall Street went down, huh? It ain't good enough the fact that I ain't never lived in L.A., but I know the 405, that East Side and West Side Crips, and the reason they got those is because they ran that freeway through the middle of a thriving black community, huh? Every time we try to build up something like Bronzeville here in Chicago, y'all throw the Dan Ryan freeway in the middle and destroy that too, right? Nobody's fault, right? Liberty City in Florida, separating Miami, thriving black community. And I can go on and on and on and on and on and on. Every time we do something, y'all come through and try to tear it up. What's the clown, the Benjamin? No. Grant, Ulysses Grant. He on the 50. He ends Reconstruction when we were starting to kick ass to take names 4 years after the emancipation. He reached out to the Southern landowners and apologized, talking about it's time for us to get back together. And then y'all fund the Ku Klux Klan, and then they create laws like Jim Crow and segregation and redlining. That ain't good enough. It ain't good enough that y'all create boundaries around certain neighborhoods so we can't move out of them. And then if you move out, we're not gonna give you insurance. If you hit the Powerball, even though it wasn't a Powerball, if you fell into a big pile of money and wanted to buy land over there, we're not gonna insure that house. That ain't enough. The New Deal, like what your boy doing, Biden doing now, they trying to compare him to FDR. I'm gonna get on that in a second too. The New Deal don't include indentured workers, field workers, black military people until 1970. So we can't even buy homes. Everybody knows, anybody who knows anything knows homes are the backbone of the bones are the back homes are the backbone of generational wealth. We bought a house here in Chicago for $14,000. You kept it up. There's a good chance that same house is worth $300,000-400,000. The homie Big U out of LA bought a house. His uncle bought a house for $14,000 in the late 60s, early 70s. That same house Big U just had to buy it back for $500,000. Generational wealth type deal. You know, he could have refinanced, put his kids through college, paid it off, get a house to his kids, and continue to keep it pushing that way. But y'all don't want us to do that. But y'all want us to pull up by our bootstraps. But y'all want to take our straps and put a hole in the bottom of our boot. That ain't good enough. But now we can't even wear the fucking hair we want to wear, man. Sisters can't come in with a fro. Sisters can't come in with the twisty joints. Bananas, man. Same thing happened in Kansas City. Ran a main highway through. Exactly. Shout out to Raider Kev. Exactly, man. Exactly. But y'all want us to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. Oh, how about this? Robert Reed Church saved the city of Memphis. Yeah, see, look that up. Another rabbit hole I want my brothers and sisters to go down, man. Robert Reed's Church. I'm saying it again. Robert Reed Church. Not the Brady Bunch daddy. It was a brother. He looked like a white man. He was into all type of debauchery, you know, hookers and things like that. But guess what? He the one who financed sister, great ancestor Ida B. Wells. Yeah. Ida B. Wells. Fine master. He also helped the part of the Great Migration West. A lot of those brothers who created Black Wall Street, he gave them the dough to go there. See, so communal things is in our nature. They tell y'all, man, see, we the only people don't get along. No, we do get along. But they don't show you that. All you know is about the 15 people they got shot in my city, 6 of them died this weekend. Y'all don't know about the sister who organized these marches on the west side. Another sister on the west side handing out food. Another sister on the west side handing out clothes. A bunch of people on the south side handing out clothes and food. Y'all don't hear about that. Y'all just hear about the violence, see? And now we can't even be ourselves. You can't listen to that. Listen to that. You can't wear natural hair. So the hair that's growing out of your head ain't good enough. I'm going to just let that marinate for a couple seconds. The hair that's growing out of your head ain't good enough. That's how insane is that? No more being you. You must be like me. And then in the midst of being like me, I'm going to hate you. Stop. Wow. But kumbaya, right? Yeah, I'm never learning the words of that song. As I just mentioned, Joe Biden just signed a $1.9 trillion stimulus thing. It's kind of like the New Deal. They call him the new FBI, yada, 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 propaganda. I'm not trying to hear it. But let's not forget, Joe Biden instituted that Strom Thurmond 1 to 100 thing. If you don't know what a 1 to 100 get down is, for every 1 year of penitentiary time that you get for cocaine, you get 100 for crack. So cocaine, you might get a year. You get 100 for cocaine. I mean crack. That's Joe Biden. Oh man, the black preachers and all, yeah, they was up with it, but it was a trick. It was a trick. Clarence Thomas, the dude who votes down damn near everything that's positive to you. At some point, what's old boy Fred from Scooby Doo gonna snatch the head thing off Clarence Thomas? He a white dude. Trust me, I'm waiting on the time. But by the way, Sister Anita Hill, Joe Biden could have kept Clarence Thomas off this thing. So all of a sudden, man, Clarence Thomas, this clown ain't doing it. Clarence Thomas didn't have to be on there but he on there on the Supreme Court because of the homie Joe Biden. So, well, he better than Trump, and piss smell better than a skunk. They both stink. But he signed this bill, and in this bill, he allotted $5 billion. Now this is 1.9 trillion. That is 2,000 billions. 2,000 billions. He allotted 5 billion to people that look like me and you, the brown people from the farmland. Thank you, Teresa Ruckers in the building. Much love, Teresa. Thank you. Hit that like button, hit that share button, tell a friend to tune in. Holla at your boy. Much love. Much love. But like I was saying, 2 trillion, 2,000 billions. Listen, look, you know it's a lot of money when it sounds stupid explaining it. $2 trillion, that's 2,000 billions. 2,000 billions. He let us set aside 5 billion for our people and other communities, black and brown, as they call it, for people who've been discriminated against by the Agriculture Association. Because again, man, these people send out these loans all the time. And when they sending out these loans, what they do is it takes them 30 days to process the white guy's land, and it takes a year to process black land, and black land get repossessed, and then you lose your land. This is young brother. I forgot the name of this documentary. I think it's on Showtime. This brother great grandfather, or two greats grandfather, sharecropped into this land, and they wouldn't give him a loan, and they took his land. This dude 1 year won an agricultural award for how good he did the crops. Him and his father did the crops. His father falls sick. He'd do it again, get the award the second year, and then the third year they take the man land because the loan wouldn't come through. And when it would come through, it wouldn't come through until November. Who the hell planting crop in November? So Joe Biden say, okay, we done screwed y'all out enough. We're gonna shoot y'all this little bread. Once he shoot him the little bread, this is what happens. Lindsey Graham comes up and calls it reparations. I would call it a settlement, you jackass. But, all y'all people that be saying, oh man, voting don't count. We already got Lindsey Graham out of there. Guess what would have happened? He wouldn't be talking this nonsense now. If y'all would have voted the right people in Connecticut, guess what would have happened? They wouldn't be trying to get sisters to where they had it where they want to. If y'all got the right people out of Tennessee, guess what? Slavery, they gonna vote on this day, more than likely gonna knock it down, but you wouldn't have a dickhead in the middle of the state senate talking about this is propaganda. We're not gonna believe that slavery is still legal. We're not gonna believe it, or is it written down? These are the things that this is why I do my show, man, because we need to be aware of these things, man. See, just because they have a D next to their name or R next to their name, that don't mean they're down for you. Because guess what? Or as your grandmama used to say, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Ask Daniel Karen. Skin folk. He ain't kinfolk. We have to be in line with this. And anytime somebody from our community gets a break, they want to call it reparations. They want to call it a gift. We sick of y'all complaining. I'll tell you what. So you white supremacists out there that don't like people like myself and other people that look like me talking like this, all you have to do is explain to me what you would do in the same situation. That's all you have to do. You can't. So going forward, what we're going to do is, first of all, if you live in Georgia, first of all, you're going to download this for me, man. I need y'all to download the 6 Calls app. The 6 Calls app allows you to call these people in government in your state. And we're going to stand on their heads, man. Then, if you live in Georgia, if you live in Georgia, what we're going to do is stop this. What's up, Jay Ron in the building from Canada? It's good to see you, man. Chop, chop. If you live in the state of Georgia, what you're going to do is you're going to talk to your friends and your family, and you're going to stop this voter suppression. You're going to call your alderman. You're going to call your state representative. You're going to call your state senators. You're going to call all these people, cut this voter suppression out. Because guess what? The state of Georgia showed up and showed out. Oh, by the way, voting don't count, right? It's all the naysayers say, oh man, that voting thing don't count. Raphael Warnock is the dude who the state of Georgia put in place. Guess who created that $5 billion black farmer stimulus? Raphael Warnock. And now you got people trying to take it to the Supreme Court. So people like Clarence Thomas have voted down. So what you're gonna do is, use that 6Calls app, download that so you can get in contact with the people if you don't know their numbers. So now you're on top of it. Then after you hit that 6Calls app, you're gonna knock that out, right? And then if you live in the state of Georgia or around the state of Georgia, or you know somebody lives in the state of Georgia, you're gonna inform your family on what you need to do to support Raphael Warnock and stop this voter suppression. How about this? They told us we couldn't, we had to wait outside to vote. So what we do, we let you slid our way right into Raphael Warnock. They used to have a thing down in Georgia called, what is it called? Souls to the polls. You got souls to the polls. So now you can only vote one Sunday. The people who vote the most on Saturday look like us. So now they're trying to limit Saturday voting. Absentee voting, because the last president said, hey man, mail them in. They trying to stop me. And brothers and sisters, mail them in. And they stopped you. So they trying to cut out, they trying to limit polling places. See, what they're trying to do is eliminate us from the game. Because if 74 million people are white supremacists, I don't subscribe to that. Oh no, they just support him to support their dollars. If you roll with a racist, you are a racist. So 74 million people in this country, as far as I'm concerned, are open white supremacists. 84 million people in this country, as far as I'm concerned, are not open white supremacists. I didn't say they're not open with it. If voter suppression takes place, that'll knock at least 4 million off that 8. And if you knock 4 off that 8, they back in the game, homie. They're back in the game. You will be in trouble. So you don't really have to listen to me. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to do anything. But all I'm saying is this. What are you doing? Now you got people out here that don't like John Lewis, say he ain't do nothing, talk about his personal life and this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. But you need to be on that 8Calls app to get the people in charge to vote for that John Lewis bill. Understand there has been for 100 years anti-lynching legislation on the table and in the leadership of this country. 100 years. And it hasn't been passed. So seeing how your government, the people who you voted for, they got the upper hand now. There's no way that anti-lynching and voters' rights legislation shouldn't be passed within the first 100 days of Joe Biden. Do not get caught up in that stimulus hoo-ha. Because remember, it's over 300 million people in this country. Only 55 million of them look like me and you. 50 million of them are 45 to 50 million of them are descendants of enslaved Africans. So we're not going to be caught up in this stimulus situation because we got a bigger problem. So you need to download that app and get on top of these people and make sure that Voters' Rights Act is passed and that that George Floyd anti-lynching bill is passed and that John Lewis Act is passed. Because if you ain't standing on their head, why would they do anything? So just a little something. Trying to put together another summit for Saturday. It's a little something to put on your mind, man. Please download those apps so you can contact these people so our young people don't have to get terrorized. You welcome, Ready Care. You're welcome, Ready Care. Please do that, man, because if you don't do that, we are up the creek in 2 years. See, this is what people who are disenfranchised and working middle class seem to forget. You got your guy in November. In order for your guy to maintain and be able to do what you need him to do, In 2022, you got to vote twice as hard. As I told y'all maybe 2 months ago, this. You got to vote super hard for the next 15 years in order for your grandkids to have a fighting chance. Not for them to even win, just so they can have a chance. How absurd is that? I got to go in hard for 20 years just so my grandchild will have a shot. Not so he can win, not so he can make it, so my grandchild can have a shot. How absurd is that, people? That is insane. I'm just letting you know, to me, that is pure insanity. But if you want them to have a shot, you need to download that 6 Calls app and get on top of these people, because they mean you no good. They mean you no good. And you can take that any way you want. Oh man, Rap only speaking for his people. For now I am. Because at this point, brothers and sisters, look, I'm down for the help out once we get a foundation. See, look, other communities, they may love us. They may want to rock with us. But here's the real get down. We are not getting any, even if we got the assistance that we wanted, like, oh man, let's just say magically for the next 20 years, we take over the government and the government is running smooth, and they stop picking on our Latino brothers, and they stop picking on everybody else, right? Okay, Latino brothers, they cool. But watch this. They're going to go back to their communities and continue to enhance their businesses and have those businesses thrive, right? Which is nothing wrong with that. That's what they're supposed to do. Now, then, what you do after that? What are you going to do after that? Then the poor white people, they're going to go back to their communities and have their communities continue to thrive with schools and education and things like that, right? Not a problem. If this euphoric state materialized, what are we going to go back to? Struggling? So we need to lay our get downs out, make our foundation strong, and then we can reach out to any community that we want. And we can work with anybody, because we cannot work, hey, to quote Jay-Z, we can't help the poor if we wanted them. And we got to stop having a poor mind state. What we're going to do is this. We're going to start asking our kids questions like, and our friends and family members, these same questions. If you had, and I'm asking you this right now, if you had enough money that you could live a very comfortable life and have no responsibilities, and all you have to do is live every day, what would you do? And that's probably where your passion lies. Like I asked that to one of my good brothers today. He said he would do something in the culinary world. He opened up a restaurant and be, food service industry. Okay, that's where his passion lies. And when you see the brother cook, when you even sitting around this brother and he order his food at a restaurant, you realize this is the brother that enjoys cooking. So ask yourself that question. If you had enough money to be comfortable for the rest of your life, never have to pay another cell phone bill, cable bill, light bill, gas bill, own your house, have the ability to walk into a car dealership and say, I'm going to buy that today, and leave paid in full, no bills ever for the rest of your life, what would you do? And that's probably where your passion lies. And that's probably where your skill set lies. And that's what you need to be doing to enhance your community, your home and your family life, first and foremost, and then your community. That's what we need to be doing. We need to ask ourselves those questions. And as we ask ourselves those questions, and at that point, when we get to the point where we can start going to your state representative, because, by the way, your state representative, newsflash, it is his job to infuse money into your community. That is his job. That's part of his job description, because he needs you to open up a business to expand the tax base to enrich the state. So if he's representing that community, he can go to the state governor, state legislature, and say, hey, I need my man Ramal. He's starting, or he can open up a XYZ. There you go. My man Ramal say he'd be a DJ. So he needs to be able to open up a bar so he can get people coming in there, cooling out, chilling, drinking, having a good time, listen to him, get his groove on, listen to the smooth tunes. So there you go. Ramal, newsflash. I don't know if you know this, brother, but it is your state representative's responsibility. That is his job and his job description to get you money to open up something that you can be the greatest DJ in the world and have your own format and get you a liquor license and get you a bartender and everybody. We fly in town, the whole damn podcast family fly in town, hang out in your spot, and then we come there every year as a reunion or something like that. You whatever you want to do, it's his job to help you out with that. So now that we got that, now we know how to fight against the system. We need to put the gloves on and don't take them off until your grandkids are comfortable. Period. With that being said, man, y'all ain't seeing H rapping till Saturday, man. Cause I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we get a little big Illinois tomorrow with the backyard. We have technical difficulties. If not, D-Gray to be on tomorrow morning. Maybe Deacon Dale, Deacon Dale. We praying for Deacon Dale still too. Don't forget, don't just pray for our brother RC. Pray for Deacon Dale too. And then you got #1 Chief Rocket Jersey Firm. Thursday morning, you got DJ Mad Knox with Cheers Roundtree, and my man James Earl, Theory of the Culture. You got Big Illinois later on that evening because he's doing his joints on Thursdays. Because sometimes we hang out on Fridays. And if not, you got DJ Mad Knox, the Show Killer, and on Friday with Big Illinois. Saturday afternoons, you got Deacon Dale and DJ Purplicious, she killing it. And then Saturday evening, I'm trying to put together a forum on parenting, old school, new school. We're going to talk about parenting in our community. That's what I'm going to do, man. We just going to continue. Reach out to me, man. Brian D. Williams on Facebook. If you want to be part of one of these forums or whatever, you got an idea for a forum, reach out to your boy, man. And then, reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter at @HRAP_B, HRAP_B. And man, so we gonna have these conversations, man. We all guessing. No right answer, no one has all the answers. We all guessing, trying to make it happen, man. So with that being said, oh my God, I'm slipping. Sunday morning, 10 a.m., 11 Eastern time, 9 Pacific Standard Time, the Jaw Jackets with TC, my man Rob Orr, and your boy as a special guest. Yeah, I'm on air Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Saturday, I'm on with my show, The End of the Bench. Sunday, I'm on with the Jaw Jackets. Monday, I'm on with the Forecast, Ben, Wilkes, Ivan, myself, and 166 and a half hours from now, I will be on air again. This is your man, HRAP built for this network. Thank y'all for tuning in on the Spreaker side. Thank y'all for hitting that like button on Spreaker. Thank y'all for subscribing and subscribing to the Spreaker side as well as the YouTube side. Please continue to do as such, man. It's always a pleasure, man, to do my shows. Had a lot to get off my chest. I'm having a lot more to get off my chest. It's gonna be good, man. Hey, believe it or not, I didn't even cover half of the stuff that I want to cover today. But with that being said, man, salute to our ancestor Reggie O'Shea. Dream those dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams. He's overseeing the show because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in technicolor and surround sound. Thank you, DJ Ramal. Anybody who don't know DJ Ramal, I need y'all to hit that follow button so you can get that good music from him, man. We trying to support this is a whole movement, man. We trying to do this whole Black Street thing. Tonight, I'll be on Testy Talk, acting a fool, cutting up, being a damn fool. As usual, thank you, Ready Care. Man, and as I say every week, man, get on top of everything, man, because we ain't on top of thing, you're on the bottom. I'm gonna steal this from my man Craig Facts. If I owe you something, I ain't got it. If you need it, get it from God.